Hello everybody, I have a controversial topic for you today. Should tenants be allowed to have pets? You may have noticed it's been in the news recently that there's some new rules coming out about the standardised tenancy agreements that are used, and that they should no longer be blanket banning pets. It's not something that's legally binding, so landlords don't need to freak out just yet. But it's just to encourage landlords to be a bit more favourable towards tenants who are wanting to have their own pets. I'm going to tackle this from a property manager's point of view. I'm going to put my property manager's hat on because that is where my experience has been for many, many years. I have said to many a tenant that they are not allowed to have pets. I'm sorry, but it has happened many, many times. And it's just the level of risk is quite difficult for a landlord, and it's very difficult to tell whether or not a tenant is going to be a really diligent, organised owner and really be caring out for their pets and abiding by all the rules, as opposed to those that unfortunately are going to allow their pets to do significant damage that could leave the landlord out of pocket. So as a general rule, I'm very used to saying no to tenants all the time about that. I will say, however, I have advocated for a tenant on occasion. I remember a few years ago, there was a university student, in fact, who wanted to bring her dog. Mum sadly had passed away, Dad worked away on business, and they had their family dog, which they had had for many years since it was a puppy. Was an old dog then, and she just wanted to be able to take her with her when she went to university, and we actually sort of pleaded with the landlord there to allow that to happen, and the dog did indeed move in with them. So sometimes we can be flexible, and it's good for landlords to try where they can. I think the difficulty is that there are certain pets which I do always think are danger pets. It might not be what you would expect. I am not a fan of hamsters, rats, anything that creeps and crawls, because they escape, and when they escape, they go and they chew through, excuse me, my little boy upstairs. They chew through cables, they can set fires, they can cause incredible damage. So really that's one that I think is a bit of a dangerous one. However, dogs can be a problem as well for barking. It can really annoy your neighbours. Landlords sometimes already get quite a bad rap for what their tenants do, and that can be something that really upsets neighbours if there's a dog that's barking all day, so that can be a difficult one as well. And weirdly, parrots can be surprisingly destructive, I have found, and they are also quite loud sometimes as well, so that can also be a problem. So those are the ones that sometimes I'm afraid are a bit of a problem pet, so maybe think tenants about other possible pets. But there are ways to go around it. If I was a landlord, I don't think you should rule it out entirely. I think it's good that they're trying to make it more flexible, and it's good for landlords to be more flexible, because we have tenants who are now a lot of the time, renting for a lot longer, maybe not having their own home for a long time later in life. And it's nice for them to be able to have pets and live a normal life as if they would if they were in their own home. It is their own home. So it is good to be flexible where you can. If it's a tenant that you've had for a little while, you trust them, I think the landlords will be more flexible and should be. And I think that there are some parameters that you can do as well. So you can perhaps have some additional rules. For example, I often would consider allowing a dog for a tenant if, for example, there was one person who was home most of the time, because then the dog is not left unattended all of the day. If you both go to work, it's a bit tricky because the dog is on its own and it's quite difficult for you to tell what's going on. I have had tenants before who have got a bark meter, so they can check how much their dog is barking during the day in case the neighbours complain. So there are ways that you can kind of monitor the situation and kind of put some controls in place. But yeah, looks like changes are coming, so it'd be interesting to see how landlords react to that. And yeah, I do hope that some more people will be able to have some nice fluffy pets in their homes. So that's all from me. Let's see how it develops, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.